Morning. Yeah, we are here for Game 3 tonight. Cavs, Warriors. You're looking at the Cleveland skyline. You don't see the sun. Looks a little gloomy outside. Indicative of tonight and the situation. Not from the folks I've talked to. Everyone is optimistic. They're looking for a win. We have changed locations this morning. We're inside this building at one of our favorite spots, Beloft Barbershop. Bunch of pro athletes in the city get haircuts here. When you think Cavaliers, you think Beloft, and of course you think LeBron James. But after his performance in the finals last year, Kyrie Irving put his name in the conversation in a big way. This finals, though, not so much. Game 2 was just the second time in 10 finals games where he scored less than 20 points. Kyrie, the scoring machine, not really getting it done, but he's trying to look on the bright side of things.
Well, you definitely got to take the positives out of a few beatings that we took in Golden State. But when you watch it, it doesn't necessarily seem as bad, when you rewatch the games, because you understand that the things that you can't control, they're just kind of boneheaded plays that you're just like, oh man, we can be better. We can be better. And whether they're speeding us up or whether they're getting in our chest or challenging us, we need to hit back. We got our asses kicked, and now we're here at Game 3, and we have a challenge in front of us.
They're coming back to us. That's fine.
All right, Kyrie offering his analysis of games 1 and 2. For more, let's bring in a guy who analyzes for a living. Cavs legend, current radio analyst Jim Jones. Good to see you, man.
Jay, it's good to be around. It's good to be living.
Wait,
But Jay, I'm upset.
Wait, but before you do that,
go ahead.
You're 6'11". Could y'all raise me up a little bit? Because he's way tall. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Well, there's no sin in it because you got hair on top. I'm the one that's thinning.
Yeah, yours a little darker than mine.
Yes,
okay.
But Jay, I'm upset.
Why?
No coffee, no donuts, no makeup.
I don't have. Well,
Excuse me, public.
You're funny. Look, Kyrie from last year
Yes.
to this year. What are you seeing? What basketball player are you seeing?
Well, he's more mature. He's more calculating in the way he plays. It's still early. We've only played 2 games.
But he's been a different guy in these 2 games.
Yes, he has. But if you look at the style that he's playing, it's very similar to the way that he played against the Raptors and the Pacers. He was waiting for his turn. Mm-hmm. That's not his style. Lou wants him to attack. When Kyrie is at his best, it's early in the offense, early in transition, so he can get into the lane and be effective. Nobody finishes like him, regardless of size. But the point is that I think he's been too patient. You know, in the finals, you can't wait for the game to come to you. You can't wait for the fight to come to you. You have to bring the fight to the game. So he's got to just be more aggressive.
You know about winning the finals, won a title in 1980 with the Lakers, played with Magic Johnson. So what?
Magic played center.
Magic played. Magic, he was pretty good.
Yes, he is.
He's a good player.
Oh, yes, he is.
Not bad.
God bless him.
So what and when would you like to see that from Kyrie tonight?
Oh, from the beginning. I don't think he can wait. You know, I just think he has to be in attack mode 90% of the time. That means he's got to run up and down the floor on possibilities that may not end up in him getting a possession. But he's got to be occupied. That man's not going to leave him if he sprints out and runs and doesn't get the ball. Then it's 4-on-4. Then that help man can't come and help against LeBron. But he has got to be more active. He's got to be more what we call in transition. You know the transition game.
I do.
From defense to offense, well, also offense to defense, it works together. Both of these teams are transition teams. They're at their best in the open floor.
Team-wise, we were talking before we came on here live. Third quarters.
Yeah.
What's going on? I know that's the Warriors' quarter. Third
Well,
quarter.
it used to be ours too.
Well, why not now?
Well, we were second in the playoffs in the third quarter. I think ours was 30. I think they might have been 31 or 32 in the playoffs. Of course, they led all season in the third quarter. Well, you make adjustments. We've got to play better in that third quarter. We were only down, 5, maybe 7 points going into the half in the second game, and we came out and they just blitzed us. But they blitz you with defense. You know, they're not the same Warrior team as they were 3 years ago now. You know, where their offense was so magnificent and they beat you by scoring points. They've made an adjustment, similar to what the San Antonio Spurs did years ago when they used to walk it up the floor, then they started running. they beat you with their defense, you know, because their defense makes you take shots early in the clock. They get turnovers, they block shots, they push it down the floor, and they're shooters. Big letters, shooters. Durant and Curry, great shooters, not good shooters, great shooters. They need space. Remember, you always had those guys on the playground that were skinny and frail, but you always wanted them on your team because if they had space, they could make shots.
Yeah.
But they never drove, right?
Right.
But they stood out there and would make those shots. These guys are similar. They're shooters that now can score. They can put it on the floor. But if you're a shooter, they want to shoot in space. That's how they feel about themselves. That's their character. And they can do that if their defense is giving them opportunities.
I always wanted that old dude on my team on the playground because he was the one that could shoot. Like you, yeah. Well, I didn't mean to just call him old. I just called him old.
There's no sin in being old.
That's true.
There's honor in being old.
Yeah, they're right.
In longevity.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Longevity has its
baby.
place. I think you missed the spot right there.
No, that's a mole.
Okay, my bad. Okay, cool. I told you he analyzes for a living. Jim Jones, we appreciate it. Next time, bring your bass so we can play.
You play.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Bring your bass next time.
Okay, I sure will.
Okay. Game 3 tonight. And Cleveland, all hopes tonight depend on stopping one man. Live in Cleveland ahead of tonight's Game 3 of the NBA Finals. Warriors up 2-0 in this series. Mike Brown. You didn't let me ask the rest of the question. Well, you see how they feel about Mike Brown, former Cavs coach, current Warriors assistant. I got Craig and Victor. Craig, one word on Mike Brown.
He a traitor coach.
One word, traitor coach. Okay.
Lucky.
Lucky. Okay. You see, they're not too fond of Mike Brown at Bela Barbershop. Serena Morales went to check on Mike Brown to find out who Mike Brown is. He's an Ohio native, and some folks see him a little differently.
Who is Mike Brown?
Mike Brown is a fellow coach.
When he's off the court, he's a different guy.
He's a very humble person.
He's got 2 different uniforms for where he is at.
Mike Brown is a friend.
I think, you know, the uniqueness of this group kind of describes who Mike is. He affects a lot of people in a lot of different ways.
Sanjay has his friend, also financial advisor. How does Mike spend his money?
Well, you know, we talked a little bit about that, and you know, Mike is a diverse guy. You know, so he's very what he doesn't know about, he's excited to learn about.
I tried to educate him on the coaching side of things. And,
Oh, yeah?
And he listened a couple times and got fired. So now he's not listening to me now, and he's doing a great job.
What I actually told him is one of the best, if he has an application for a job of a former coach and keep getting paid, that's probably one of the best things that he could do. But yeah, Mike's, he's got some diverse interests and tastes, from clothing to motorcycles.
We're gonna go to the Harley Davidson guy. Eric, how would you describe your first time meeting Mike?
I was more surprised than anything when he came through the dealership. Him and I spent a lot of time together to, you know, go back ideas. Ended up spending a lot of money and buying a couple of motorcycles.
With Sanjay's approval.
Exactly.
Well, he not only bought the motorcycles, I have to tell you this, but, you know, he continued to surprise me. Say, hey, I'm going on this little trip. And I'm like, okay, well, what are you going to do? Just drive around, you know, Cleveland area with your Harley Davidson? He goes, no, I'm going to Sturgis. And I'm like, you going to where? So I don't know what he was doing in Sturgis, but I think you know what happens in Sturgis. So
What happens in Sturgis stays in Sturgis.
That's right. Tom, you know, you worked with him. I'm picking his eyewear out.
How many pair of glasses does he have?
Mike Brown has definitely more pairs than I do.
Yeah? More pairs than you do. And how many do you have?
I have about 20.
20. So he's got more than that. How would you describe Mike's style?
He's a blend of classic and contemporary. He's got built-in good taste, but he's open to ideas.
What are some colors that Mike Brown picks out?
He's kind of an earth tone guy.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, browns and tans and creams.
when I hear this, I'm starting to pick up on the definition of a diva. With the matching eyewear and the clothing. I gotta be real. When you have your shorts and you're matching your glasses to your shorts, come on, Mike, I don't know.
Then he hops on the Harley and he takes off down the road. And there's nothing diva about that.
Serena Morales reporting. So, Kevin and Lindsay, I guess if you say Mike Brown, it depends on who you're asking. You get a different response. The fellas in the barbershop were like, who? But the folks in the piece, he's a different guy.
Yeah. It's kind of a scary scenario having folks that are so close to you from different aspects of your life, right?
Exactly.
And a free-for-all about you.
And they can say whatever they want.
Yes.
And I'm kind of curious what the fellas are
and
saying.
you're not there to defend yourself.
Yeah, and I'm kind of curious to hear what the fellas are saying at the barbershop right now about you, right? I mean, because considering you stone cold dissed the guest earlier this morning, and now you're trying to get, what, like a free clean up and fade in the back there while you're just waiting around? Is that what you're trying to do there, Jay?
Well, no. We were actually talking about you and your hair, Kev. They want you to come and get a little edge up. They said you're getting a little full up top.
It's getting a little
They want you to
hot.
bring it down a little bit.
Yeah. We're getting in the Elvis department. Jay,
You know, the higher the hair, the closer to God, Jay Harris.
Jay, how many
That's true, Lindsay.
how many glasses do you
Kevin
have,
and God
Jay?
are like right there, you know?
Jay, how many glasses you got on? How many you got in the back? How many carry?
What?
You know,
I couldn't hear you. Say it again.
So how many glasses do you have? So we saw Mike Brown have
Pairs
over
of
20 pairs of glasses. How many do you have?
How many glasses do I have?
Yeah.
This pair and a pair of sunglasses. I just have 2.
I don't believe it. I don't believe it.
So there.
I don't
Well,
believe
I've
it.
seen his sock collection. I think you'd have to have his sock provider,
Yes, socks
right?
are different.
They're good.
Socks are different. Yes.
We know about
Yes.
Kevin's shoe fetish.
Yes. Well,
Your Jordans.
yeah.
No.
Hey, I'm all about the Jays.